Hello, welcome to Nicole Speak the Truth. Yay! Okay, we're gonna speak the truth. Now, if you watched my last video, I told you in this video I was going to speak about why I'm so passionate about advocating for real victims who was raped and sexually assaulted and victims who was falsely accused of it. This is why I advocate so hard for this. You hear me talk about being a cancer survivor a lot. I talk about that. Excuse me. You hear me talk about living in pain every single day. Um, so I don't know. I felt like I didn't want to talk about the rapes, because one, as we know, especially in the black community, we're taught that you keep things in, you don't deal with it, you don't speak about it, you don't even see a therapist. Thank God I saw a therapist, because it got me to a healing point that I have not been my whole life. And some people think that you're successful, they think you got it all together. They don't understand there's a lot of successful people that have never ever dealt with their trauma, and it comes out in different forms. So let me tell you my story. The first time I was raped from 6 to 12 years old. 6 years straight by my cousin. My cousin raped me for 6 years. I remember every detail. Every detail. I remember him threatening with me with a knife to not say anything. I remember the fear. I remember wanting to praying to God so much for this to stop and wondering why he's not stopping this. I remember just taking so long because I was so afraid to get the courage to say something. And finally I was able to say something when I was 12 years old, and that's why the abuse stopped. Then I was raped again, went by a family friend, me and mom, years later after I defeated cancer. Yes, I'm smiling because I defeated cancer, guys. I'm sorry, I have to smile. Even though I'm talking about rape, I'm not going to smile at that, but I'm going to smile about defeating cancer because that was an unbeatable battle, and I beat it. Thanks to God. Thank you, God. After I beat cancer, and my mom was having her own health issues, and we moved back to Maryland, and we was homeless. We didn't sleep in the streets, but we went place to place, and it was a lot. And we stayed with a family friend. I knew this guy for years and never I would never imagine that. And then he raped me. That to me took my faith in some form, because it was like, why would God let this happen to me again? Now, both of my rapists are dead. Okay, one died horrible, the other one died horrible too, but this one died of burning alive. Touch not my anointing. Then years after that, somebody that I consider a close friend, he sexually assaulted me not once but twice. So when I tell you the reason why I was so upset about this girl who said she has a disability, who's lying about something like this, it gets to me, because that is not something you lie about. I can't get justice from being raped at 6 to 12 years old. I can never get justice for that. I can't even get justice for being raped again after beating cancer. I can't get justice for that. And it would telling the honest God truth about why I can't get justice now for the person who sexually assaulted me, because Montgomery County Police doesn't give a crap about us sexually assault victims. They can care less. I reported the sexual assault, and I have not heard back from that one officer. They do not give a, or detective. They don't give a crap about us. So when you say to us, a lot of you guys, when you say, why don't y'all victims say something? I just want you to know a lot of us do say something. But we have a system that pick and just chooses what victims they want to help. That's what ends up happening. So when I see somebody who's lying like this girl, who goes for the money first, that is insulting to me and other real victims. And then when she says she has a disability, that's insulting to me and people like me who have disabilities, because it makes it harder for us to tell the truth. So I am upset about this. I'm angry at this because I would never lie and say somebody do something they did not do. I don't care I don't care what you do to hurt me. I would never lie on you. And if you know anything about me, you would know, wow, because I have had a family member that stole all my savings. And to this day, if you hear me talk about it, I say she did a wonderful job of taking care of me. And I know people be like, girl, she stole your savings. I know she did, but I'm not gonna lie and say she didn't took good care of me when I was recovering from my shoulder surgery, because she did. I don't lie on people. I think there's certain things should be off limits. And I get it. We get hurt sometimes as women, and men get hurt sometimes, but that does not give you the right to lie about something like that. Because let me tell you something. This is because, see, I told you I advocate for the victims who are raped, because I was raped and I was sexually assaulted. That's why I advocate very well for us rape victims and us victims who were sexually assaulted. I advocate a lot for us. Now, let me explain to you why I advocate for the people who've been falsely accused of this. Let me tell you why. Because what a lot of you don't understand is that is something you would never live down. It could be proven that you did not do this, and you will have a lot of people that will still think you did this. And let me give you an example. Jane Doe, and this is why and here's the thing. Can we talk about it? This might be a long video, but this is something that we need to have a conversation about. On one hand, yes, I can understand why we have Jane and John Doe, right? I can understand it, because sometimes us victims may not want to get the public attention that we get, especially if we're talking about somebody that's high profile. I get it. But what people don't understand is that there are a lot of frauds in this world. There are a lot of people who, for an example, and I want you to listen to what I'm saying for a second, because I see it from all sides, because that's who I am. I'm a truthful person. I'm going to see it from all sides, okay? There are people who had been raped before, and they probably would never get justice for the person that actually raped them. So when they traumatize mine, somebody has to pay for this. Somebody has to pay for what was done to me, right? This is how some of them think. So in their mind, I can't get this person, but now there's an opportunity to make somebody pay for what was done to me. So what they do is, when they see a case like Diddy, when everybody's secure, they go, oh, shoot, this works for me. Not only can I not get justice for myself, but I'm struggling. Eggs is like $18 and $21. I need some money. And because the FBI and the DA and the police department, at the end of the day, they're not going to try to prove that these people are lying, because the more people that come up, that is the more people that's going to say it's the truth, right? In their mind, the more people that come up to me as a DA, and this is what the DA thinks, that says this person did it, that helps my case. So they're not going to help and say prove that these people are lying, because they want their case to get to their win. That's why the defense have to do their job. So when you got people who just wants money, that ain't nothing ever happened to them, they just want an easy way to get money, they gonna lie. Then you got people who was actually traumatized and they want somebody to pay for it, they gonna lie. So when you have situations like this, right, you got people that are falsely accused for something they did not do. So you have to advocate for the falsely accused. Now, focus on, now say if you have a dad, right? Because I don't want you to focus on somebody you got issues with. You have to think about this with compassion. So say if you have a dad, and you have a brother, and you have a son, and you have a cousin, and you have a friend, that you and the uncle that you love with all your heart, you know they are really good dudes. Like, you know 1,000,000% these are good dudes. They would never do anything like this. But this girl or this boy said that they raped them. Now, you know this didn't happen. They know it did not happen. But whatever the situation is, they're lying about it. Now, let's say if your family member, your loved one, is one of the few that are blessed enough to get found innocent. The truth come out that they're lying. there's going to be more people that know about the lie than they know about the truth. So you and your husband too, because your husband could be, and be found have this lie on them too. So say if you walking in the store with somebody you love, and you got these three people looking at you, and they're like, look at him. Y'all hear about that? He raped that Jane and John Doe. Now you want to defend them at all costs because you know it got proven out that Jane and John Doe was lying, right? So you go to them. Now out the three, one of them is gonna be like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. We didn't even hear about the truth. I am so sorry." You got one of the other three is gonna be like, he could have done it anyway. How do we know he didn't do it?" And the other one gonna be like, how come we didn't hear about that then? Because the truth is not as loud as a lie. The truth is not as entertaining as the lie. So this is why I advocate for the falsely accused. And this is why I have a problem with Jane and John Doe. On one hand, as a victim, if I didn't want to be publicized, yes, it can help me. But you got to also tell the truth is that there are people who are liars are also protected by this. So when they come out as being a liar, they could go back with their own life, but your loved one name is all over everywhere, and they're gonna always be known as the person that was accused of something they didn't do. Brian Banks right now can cure cancer. Okay, and I'm a cancer survivor. He can cure cancer. You know the first thing that's gonna come out? He was falsely accused of rape. That's how bad that accusation is. So I will always advocate for us rape victims and sexual assault victims, but I will also advocate for the falsely accused. Stop thinking, and this is crazy because I believe everybody too, but I do believe in checking things because some people will lie because it benefits them. Some people are just like that, and we will never know why. So I want you to take this in account the next time you want to say somebody bought somebody off. Because listen, we're not saying that don't happen, but that's not always the case. How would you like it if somebody say that to you and you know your loved one is innocent? You have to understand that we have to have compassion as people. And sometimes what helps me is to put myself in that situation. I might not know what it's like to be a cancer survivor, but what if I was a cancer survivor? When I want somebody to treat me like that, maybe that's what you guys need to do. Because a lot of times you all judge each other without even all the facts. And some of y'all just don't care. Some of y'all just like to lie because it fits better. I don't know why, but that's crazy, but that's what I heard. So try to understand that there's nothing wrong with you advocating for the truth. Because people like me who are telling the truth, we're not going to get offended. What I mean by that is, yes, a part of us is going to be like, man, it's sad that you don't believe us. But a part of us know why y'all don't believe us. Because you got fake liars who come up and it makes it harder for us real victims to believe. But we're going to do everything in our power to prove our case. If we got to take lie to test, well, we're going to prove it. We're not going to lie about you will never find inconsistencies in our story because we're telling the truth about every single thing. And this is what I mean when we have to fight harder because of liars. So I just want y'all to have more compassion for us real victims, and I also want y'all to have compassion for people who was falsely accused. Don't think always everything is not black and white. It's not. Sometimes there's some gray areas up in there. So you have to think about that before you wanna hurry up and throw somebody to the wolves. And I get it. Some of these people are your friends, or your family members. Like I said, you don't want to believe they would do something like this. So here's my advice to you. If somebody you know accused of something like this, I advise you to ask them, did you do this? Now, granted, most people gonna lie. Let's tell the truth. They gonna lie. They're gonna be like, man, no, I didn't do that. I don't even know what you talking about. I don't know what's wrong with you. And they gonna get mad at you for even asking them something like that. But what you should tell them next is this. If you didn't do this, and I believe you didn't do this, you better do everything in God's power to prove you didn't do this. Because a real innocent person is going to do everything in their power to prove they didn't do it. Okay? Mm-hmm. That is me. That is, I'm telling you because I know about this stuff. Mm. Mm-hmm. You know why I know about this stuff? Because I seen it. Okay? I seen it. Mm. I seen how innocent people will go from back, forth, round and round, side to side, everywhere to prove their innocence. Just like those victims will do whatever we got to do to prove that we're victims, which we shouldn't have to, but we would do it. So, but you will see the ones that tell the lies because they always do that fake narrative. Man, they lying. We didn't do this. What kind of person do you think I am? They'll put it on you like you're not my real loved one because you wouldn't even ask me something like that. No, a loyal, good person will ask questions like that. Did you did it? And we won't do it in an accusation way. We're doing it like, did you do this? Because if you did not do that, we need to go defend this at all costs. You better, we can march into that police station. We giving DNA. We taking a lot of tests. Now, if this happened years ago, there won't be no DNA. Okay? It won't. And sometimes I do this because sometimes the longer I talk, this is side effects from my, dealing with lots of health issues. Sometimes it hurts really, really bad. The longer I talk, my throat, it hurts really bad. And I'm already in a lot of pain. But that's sometimes when I do this, I go. And sometimes you'll see me close my eyes because that's my way of trying not to scream. So forgive me if you see me do it. So if you see me go, it's a lot going on. It just pray for me, guys. Pray for me. But just try your best to see it from both sides, understand that you are not a bad person if you say, hey, something don't add up, because sometimes we are trying to save ourselves, that we too busy trying to figure out what side will help us to be on what side. You got some people that figure one day I might need Jay-Z for something, so I'm going to be on his side. You got some people that say I need a career, so I need to make sure my career knowing I stand behind rape victims. And they believed her. And you got some people that just don't like you, so they just go, hey, I'm going to believe the person because I don't like that person. At the end of the day, you have to put yourself in these positions. If I was a real victim, would I want somebody to believe me? And if I was falsely accused, would I want somebody to believe and fight for me? If the answer is yes, then you need to try to fight for them. Okay? So you got a little bit of my story, and if you go, wow, she didn't give a lot of details, I'm not going to do that publicly. There's reasons behind that. And what I mean reasons behind that, meaning I do have a book that will be out. I don't know when, because it's written, but we need to edit it. And I probably won't give too much details either, because that is something that's very hard to talk about. But I would definitely talk in it more, because right now I just wanted to tell you why I'm passionate about what I do and how I fight for all victims. And that's the victims who has been raped and sexually assaulted, and those are the victims who've been falsely accused, because I've been there. Not falsely accused, thank God, but I have been raped and sexually assaulted. But if I was falsely accused, I would want somebody to believe me. And I want to say also, too, before I end this video, the person who sexually assaulted me, we have mutual friends. So trust me, I know for a fact there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be more on his side than mine. And that hurts, but it's the truth. And I got to deal with that. So that's another reason why I'm advocating so much, because when they find out, wait a minute, Nicole was telling the truth and he was lying, then everybody want to try to be on my side. But that's ridiculous. But I get it. It's crazy because remember, people show you the side of them they want you to see. So if he's showing you he's loving and compassion, that's the side you're gonna think. If I done showed you all I do is cry on social media about being in pain all the time and having nobody love and care me, invite me to the holiday, just what I used to do years ago, you're gonna see me as I'm sensitive and maybe I'm just coming up with this. It's crazy. The way this world is, there's people that's good look bad, and people that's bad look good. This world is crazy. It's very hard to tell people nowadays. I mean, so you just have to be compassionate, be understanding, be loving, be forgiving, and try to see it from a lens of being I like to be the lawyers. I like to be the prosecutor in the defense because it helps me clear things up sometimes. So, but I also do both jobs with compassion too, because like I said, I just want to fight for justice. So thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry it was so long, not just for you, but for me too. But I have to laugh. You just gotta laugh. To lighten the mood, and then you gotta laugh to keep from crying. And laughter is good for the soul. It is. And so my prayers go out for everyone who has been raped and sexually assaulted. My prayers go out to everyone who's been falsely accused. I hope the world change one day, and I hope things are different. And all we can do is just help and change the world. Okay? Have a blessed night. Be safe. God bless you all.